Alright, got my next league match versus nasmith99. Game 1, what do we got here? So, alright, Naismith beat me turning it off. The Kingdom. We've got draw with Herald, Lost City, Seer. Theoretically, you could get a Wisp from Sacred Grove. That would count as draw. You got plenty of plus action. Not Jester, I didn't mean to click on that. Lost City's action, Herald's action, Lost Arts' action. I never noticed before, but I guess everything in Dominion that has Lost in its title is a source of plus action, isn't it? You got plus buy with Charm, Sacred Grove, cost reduction. Highway goes well with plus buy. Trashing. Trashing's, I guess, the weak point of this kingdom, isn't it? Trader can trash things. Mine's not really trashing, but it might. I mean, theoretically, I guess it could be useful if you turn your coppers into silvers. That makes them drawable with Seer. You could get Flame's Gift off of Sacred Grove. I did not mean to do that before clicking start game. I thought I'd done that already. Anyways. I mean, I see a lot of cards that I want to click on in some order. I guess the question is just exactly how. Seer, Herald, Lost City, Highway seem like important cards to have. You got to get a plus buy source. It could be Sacred Grove or Charm. And then provinces are going to get pretty cheap from the highways. Seer and Highway interact pretty well, because if you play one Highway before you play Seer, then the Seer can draw not only copies of Highway, but it'll also be able to draw copies of itself, which is good. You don't want to play a bunch of Highways before playing your Seers, though, because then like nothing will cost more than 2. It'll all cost like 0. So that's something to watch out for. The real hang-up here, I think, is going to be trashing. The trashing sucks. But also, just like a lot of the draw you have here kind of wants you to trash anyway. Herald is unlikely to hit if you don't get rid of your starting cards. And Seer is not so bad with estates, but is really tripped up by coppers. And actually, even estates, too, will be a bit of a problem later on in this game, because if you're doing the Highway Seer thing, where you cost reduce everything by 1 before playing Seer, estates will no longer cost 2, they'll cost 1, and then Seer won't draw this either. So I'd love the trash, but I'm not sure it's going to happen. So he opens with Herald. That feels like a play born of weakness. Herald does nothing for you in the first turn. I mean, I guess it theoretically could. It could hit your other action card if you buy cargo ship. I assume that's just Nasmith not wanting silver and being afraid of double cargo ship. I don't think I'm similarly fearful of the double cargo ship opening. It looks like it's going to pay off pretty well here. I mean, he's got a good draw too. He managed to find his cargo ship turn 3. Cargo ship turn 3 is a lot better than turn 4, as with most durations, because you get to play it, get its effect immediately in the second shuffle, and then get it back into the shuffle. All of which is really good. I'm not sure which 5 I want here. It might depend on what he buys. If he buys Lost City, that will change my calculations, because it will draw me a card. But down there I've got 4 coppers, 2 estates, another cargo ship. Jester. Naismith is a big Jester fan, I've noticed. I don't share that opinion. It's not bad. Actually, this kingdom in particular, it's honestly worth considering, just because, again, the trashing is so weak, so giving them coppers or curses does hurt. I can see the rationale for Jester here. But in general, I don't think it's a very strong card. So if I buy Lost City here, I get to the end of my shuffle, I hit 6, guaranteed to find my other cargo ship. That sounds pretty nice. I could do the same thing with Seer, but then I trigger a shuffle that I probably don't want to trigger. Yeah, I wouldn't want to trigger that shuffle. Is he gonna hit 5? He might. He has a... Yeah, he's gonna hit 5, isn't he? He's probably got at least 3 coppers in hand, and he will definitely have a Jester in hand. If I buy Lost City and he buys Lost City, that would suck. Because then I would have... I would have to trigger the shuffle to play the Lost City, and I don't want to do that. So basically, I got exactly 7 cards. If I buy Lost City and he does nothing, I can draw all 7 of those cards and no more, which is good. But if he draws me 1 extra card, then I would draw 8 cards, which would trigger a shuffle. It would just have 3 coppers and an estate in it. And I don't want to top deck like 2 coppers and an estate. So maybe I just buy Highway already? It feels premature. Charm? Actually, Charm does not... I like Charm. Charm seems good to me. Yeah, oh goodness. I'm so happy with this. There was a risk with this buy. You know, like if I bottom decked the other cargo ship, I would have been sad. I really would have liked to buy Lost City so as to avoid that. But, oh yeah, the Jester also complicates these things because it discards the card. I didn't even account for that. But the problem is, like, if I played Lost City here, I would trigger this shuffle, and that would be a horrific shuffle. Now there's 2 estates, a curse, and 3 coppers down there. That sounds atrocious. I don't want to trigger all that. And that's what would happen if I put Lost City in my hand. I don't think Lost Arch is going to come up here. I mean, like, it's strong and all, but you're not really desperate for plus actions. It just helps, like, Sacred Grove and Jester, I guess. Maybe it comes up, depending on what you buy. But I think if you just get Lost Cities anyway, you have more than enough plus action. Ditto for Heralds. So I'm going to take 2 5s here. I'm not exactly sure which they are, though. Probably one of the draw cards. Seer, perhaps. Could take like a Seer and a Highway. Seer and a Lost City. So, it's definitely 2 5s. I mean, mine is not out of the question. Turn the coppers into silvers just to make the Seer draw better. Like Seer mine. That's probably inferior to the other stuff, though. I'm pretty sure I want one of them to be Seer. And the other one I want to be... I'm not sure. Second Charm, Lost City, Highway, all have their appeal. I think I want to make sure I'm getting enough draw into my deck. It's going pretty well, I'd say. So down there I've got Estate, Curse, 3 coppers. That's a horrific hand. So I'm definitely taking a draw card of some sort here. No questions on that. I should probably set aside Lost City so I at least draw 2 into that shuffle. So maybe I do Lost City, Seer again, but this time setting aside Lost City. I kind of want more plus buy as well, though. Like another Charm or a Sacred Grove. Yeah, I think it's time for one more plus buy here. I mean, I guess I could add Jester and start attacking him. Jester's going to be a gainer pretty soon. Once he starts getting good cards in his deck that I can hit. Maybe I take a Jester, actually. Am I getting tricked into thinking Jester is good here just because Nasmith clicked on it? Maybe I'm falling right into his trap. That's probably fine. I'll do it. I'll succumb to the jester. Not sure what he takes here. Hopefully just another lost city. I could use the draw right now. I think I do want to get a trasher, like soon-ish. I gotta get rid of these coppers and curses and such. So I'll probably pick up a trader sometime. I don't know when, but sometime. Not a beautiful hand, but we will live with it. Ew, this is a gross hand. Where are my lost cities? Oh no, don't, god dang it, it was on top. That's not where I wanted it to be. That was painful. I'm upset. If that lost city were in my starting hand, this would be a much nicer turn. I'll take a seer. And a highway time. Again, the highway kind of buffs seer's draw a bit because it helps you find the fives. That's not super true right now because it helps you find the fives at the expense of finding the estates. But obviously I don't plan on adding more estates to my deck, so the more fives I get, the more playing highway before seer is going to be helpful. I'm not sure he's in the lead. I think I got more of the good cards, but I've also been junked a little bit, so it's probably still anyone's game. This sucks. I want to draw the curse because I'm going to hit 5 either way. And I don't have a whole lot of draw down there, so maybe just a seer or a lost city. Take lost city. He's a little low on plus buy, but his gesture keeps hitting my good cards, so he's getting gains anyway. Oh, I'm mistaken. I thought I had the 2 charms. He's not low on plus buy. I'm low on plus buy. I need to get more plus buy. As of this turn, it looks like he's got a bit of a lead now. I think I was probably a little bit ahead, circa like turn 4, turn 5 or so. And the tides have turned. I had that pretty mediocre last shuffle, and these draws have been pretty good for him. I still haven't found time to fit in a card that can trash anything, which is quite a pain. And the problem is it's really hard to say when you can afford to take a trader, just because like the immediate effect of like adding a trader to your deck is a very negative one, whereas the immediate effect of adding a draw card to your deck is a positive one. And the trader pays off long term, but it always feels like it's slowing you down. Like you're not gonna set aside a trader with a cargo ship, because setting aside a draw card is going to kick off your turn a lot better. I'll take that. I don't want to set that aside. Like here, I'd rather set aside a draw card, I would think. I'll set aside a highway. Hopefully there'll be a seer in my starting hand. Wow. That's not a good hand. Yeah. Oh. This would have been a perfectly fine hand if not for that jester play, because highway followed by seer is like very likely to kick off my turn. Wow, this is horrific. That attack hurt way too much. I don't even care about him getting this here so much as just like that seer would have saved this turn. Yeah, I think these duds are just going to kill me. Not much you can do about that. This is a kingdom that I think is going to be annoyingly shuffle dependent. Because like I was just saying a second ago, the trashing, like, I would love to trash my cards. I would so very much love to trash my cards, but the trashers just like are just too weak and too slow for like at any given turn. If you look at them, you're like, I can't take a trasher right now. I need to like keep my deck going by adding more draw. And so it hasn't been time to fit him in. And in a kingdom with limited trashing and kind of like dice rolly cards like Herald and Jester and to some extent Seer, you get a bunch of very inconsistent turns. But yeah, I seem to be pretty solidly behind at this point. I'm not sure if there's anything I could realistically have done about that. All right, Highway, Seer. There we go. Look at that. That is a beautiful reveal. So I got 2 coppers on top. Don't want to play Seer next because it would be guaranteed to hit at least 1 copper. All right, I'm getting closer to drawing my deck at least. This order doesn't matter. Bottom deck my other cargo ship, which is a little bit of a pain. Yeah, so I'm definitely behind. I now have 2 turns to his 4. He has 6 of the Seers to my 4. I have more highways, which is something, but not that significant. I also have 1 more Lost City. Well, I need more gains pretty badly. Because 3 is not going to cut it. The problem is, so he's got, what, at least 5 buys right now? Potentially 6 if his Jester hits the thing. And that's hard to play around successfully. What did he set aside? Set aside a Seer. He's probably going to draw pretty well. Well, I definitely need more plus buy. I'm worried about lowering charms, so maybe I have to take Sacred Grove at this point. I mean, just play better with the 1 Herald I now have. I could also buy a Herald so as to top deck some cards. So like if I bought Highway, Grove, Herald, I could overpay for the Herald and top deck the Highway and the Herald, which would not be bad. Maybe I do that. I don't like my position very much. So I want to overpay by 2. Top deck Herald and Highway. We're taking a Sacred Grove. This is a good starting hand at least. I don't think I'm like dead lost, but I'm pretty behind. I don't know, maybe the play here is to go for province a little bit early. I mean, I have more highways at the moment at least. And so I can more effectively take a lot of provinces. Because if it comes down to 3 piling, he's got more buys and more reliability. He'll probably be better able to do that. I wouldn't really want a green early if I could avoid it. It's probably going to be a moot point, I think, because he'll probably take a decent number of highways now, at which point I no longer have that advantage. But, like, I think ideally maybe on this turn I take, like 5 provinces or something, before he has enough highways to be able to afford, like, the rest of the provinces and a bunch of duchies. He could windfall. That would just be like attacking yourself. 3 golds in your deck is just like worse than nothing here. They get in the way of Herald, they get in the way of Seer. You don't really need the money. I think I'm pretty likely to draw given the starting hand. And I think if I do that, I can afford a bunch of provinces. I can't even do 5, can I? Because I've only got, I said 2 charms and 1 Sacred Grove. So 4 provinces? Yeah, that's probably not safe, is it? Tricky situation. I mean, a lot's going to depend on what he buys here. He's got a lot of charms sitting in that hand that he hasn't played yet. And what I do is probably going to be dependent on where the piles are at right now. Or not right now, where the piles are at after his buys. Alright, so he's thinking really hard about this. I imagine what he's trying to do is set up a situation where he can pile out next turn as effectively as possible. I don't know exactly what that's going to end up looking like. Alright, we're about to find out. I think my plan is probably just going to be take a bunch of provinces anyway. The thing that would make me reconsider that is if he takes a bunch of highways here, which he's not unlikely to do. If he takes too many highways, I could empty piles, but my deck is not threatening to do enough. Like, best case scenario for me, actually, wouldn't be so bad. It would be like if my Jester happened to hit one of his charms, that'd be great, because it'd be like +2 extra gains. And maybe he tries to play around that. Because I've got 4 buys right now, and if my Jester hit a charm, that would lower charms by 1, plus would give me 1 more buy. So I could theoretically do 6 gains. So maybe if he left highways at, but 6 gains specifically including a charm. So if he left highways at 2, I could maybe pile out with a really lucky Jester hit. Or if he lowered charms more here. Yeah, so here, even with a lucky Jester hit, no, it's theoretically possible. It is theoretically possible that I win here, because not only could I get a lucky Jester hit, I could also get Forest's Gift or Earth's Gift off of Sacred Grove, the 2 extra gains. I mean, these are low odds we're talking about, but I have a 1/6 chance of getting an extra gain off of Sacred Grove, and I don't know what the odds are here. He's got 4 charms out of 35 cards, so like a 1 in 9-ish chance of getting an extra charm off of my Jester, provided I draw everything. So there's some non-zero chance that I could win here. Nope, even then, still no, because I also don't have a points lead. I would need to have more gains than that, wouldn't I? I don't know. I'm just going to play my turn and not consider far-flung possibilities. Jesus Christ, look at that draw. That's not good. To play Grow first, maybe I get Sun's Gift. That's the opposite. Okay. Well, this is a shitty draw. I don't even find my other charm. Yeah, it's kind of ugly. Now, what all did he add? I gotta figure this out. He added 2 highways, a grove, lost city. Yeah, he's got hella gains, so I just have to score here and take a bunch of provinces, but I mean, if I do that, I think I'm just probably lost here either way, aren't I? But I think if I don't score a bunch, he just piles on me pretty easily. But I think there's just a very high likelihood that I'm done for. I wouldn't put my Jester either. Were those cards I bottom decked the Jester and the Charm? That sucks. Can he do 5 provinces? That seems well within the realm of possibility, doesn't it? He's got 3 highways, I think. The provinces cost 5. He needs 25 money. Maybe that's still a little bit out of his range. I'm not even sure. He got 7 coppers, 4 charms. That's 15 money. 17 with Jester. 19 with Cargo Ship. 22 with Sacred Grove. He might still be a little bit shy. We'll find out. That was a friendly boon, though. Reduced my risk of dudding by a bit. Don't take that. Actually, maybe that helps me. Maybe lowering Heralds is good because it lets me pile. I don't know. Yeah, so I think he's a little bit short of quintuple province here. Because I think the only money he's got left in his hand is 4 charms, which is only 8 more. The problem is I'm not sure how likely this is to be a good turn of mine. You know, if I draw a seer here, I'm probably really happy. And actually, all of a sudden, kind of likely to win. But if I play a bunch of highways first while searching for a draw card, then all of a sudden my seers draw badly because you're in that situation where everything's too cheap for a seer to find. And, I mean, there's also a chance I just don't find a draw card. My deck's not in amazing shape at this point. And if I do double province, that's still probably not safe. I wouldn't put it past his deck to be able to beat double province next turn. Like, even if he doesn't score here, he could probably do triple province and then quadruple duchy, which should be enough points to win. So while I have a points lead, I suspect it is more likely than not to be ephemeral. Basically, I think a lot rides on whatever happens to be on top of my deck. The Herald that would have been on top of my deck would have been not a bad card to find. If I get a full turn here and can like triple province again, then I'm pretty happy. I'm just not sure how likely that is. Like last turn I was able to do that, but with an exceptionally good starting hand. This turn my starting hand is like, meh. I don't think he has a win here, although I didn't really look for one. Does he have a win? So he would need triple province. Actually, let me think about this. No, he doesn't have enough gains for that, does he? I don't think he does. Yeah, okay. He's just going to continue to build. So yeah, if I can triple here, I win. Come on, please, please, no. Okay, well, about that triple province. This sucks. Yeah. I mean, like I was saying, there was a world where I win. If I have a good draw here, I win. But I think this dud was like at least as likely as not, given my deck at that point. Now what do I do? Man, everything looks so losing. Buying province looks losing. Not buying province looks losing. Did he set aside something good? Yeah, at least he didn't set aside anything with cargo ship, did he? Oh no, he did. He set aside a Herald. You dog. Yeah, so he's gonna draw probably. I guess I just gotta keep on lowering points. I don't think this is a good play for me here, to be honest. I mean, if he does somehow, then I guess yeah, that's game. He's got a Herald in hand. I'll take that, I guess. Okay, I'm not going to waste you make your time. I didn't say that right. I'm not going to make you waste your time. It's pretty clear he's going to hit double province there.